Good evening, everyone, and thank you for watching the Barre Beat podcast live at 185 North Main Street inside Scoop Studios. With us tonight, we have the ever lovely Raylene, and of course,
Well, thanks. And Leah.
and Leah. Absolutely, gotta be
She's pretty
careful.
lovely too.
She is lovely. I do love Leah. She's a good pup. How you doing this evening?
I'm doing pretty good.
Can't complain too much.
No, it was a really good day actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do explain, because let's just be honest. There's not much on the agenda, so we're gonna have to fluff it for an hour.
Well, or until we're done, right? We don't have to go the whole hour, but
True.
no, it was just a good day. I accomplished a lot. I accomplished a lot this weekend at home. I'm totally winter ready, which makes me super happy because that never
Nice.
happens where I feel like I'm ready and I'm ready. So I'm good on that, especially, well, except for my winter tires that I really need to get put on. But, and then today was just a good day. I got some stuff done. My son is all prepared and ready to move on to Jenna's Promise, the new men's facility that they opened in Newport. So I'm very, very excited about that. It was a great day at court. He's involved in the treatment court program, so he was able to go and talk to them and explain a little bit about Divided Sky, where he's been and where he's going, and yeah, it was just good. And then a few other things, like good things happened for my friends today, which makes me happy. And yeah, for a Monday, it was pretty kick-ass.
Nice.
You?
My Monday was pretty busy, working and getting my work done so that tomorrow I can do my first day of orientation at the legislature.
Aha. Are you excited? Nervous?
Little bit of both. Little disappointed that I'm gonna have to wear a tie and a suit. I mean, I don't think I have to do it tomorrow. I think tomorrow I'll be able to get a
But you're going to have to like routinely wear that when you're in the State House.
Sadly,
And
yes.
so no more flannels, Michael? We just got a plain
No
white
more
shirt,
flannel.
or maybe a blue shirt.
I get a purple. I get a purple
A
shirt.
purple shirt.
I get a purple
Oh, I
shirt.
love the idea of a purple shirt.
Yeah, with
Yep,
a purple tie.
With a purple tie.
Maybe you know what I might do?
But you can't wear that every single day.
No. What I could do is I could take the purple shirt, because I also got like a bright green, like my Jeep color green tie, and maybe I'll wear that. Yeah.
Or maybe not. This is about first impressions. And the purple and green together, I mean, yeah.
I like the idea.
Oh my
I might
gosh.
do it.
Oh. What, did you cut all ties after we are done the campaign, so now you don't have to listen to me anymore?
Did I ever listen to you?
Most often, yes. Most often, yes.
So as we stated in the beginning, there's not a lot on the agenda this week. So for folks that are watching, basically it's legislative priorities, and that is all that's on the agenda for City Council.
I actually think that that's a pretty big agenda because I mean, when we think about the priorities that could be had, I mean, what would be your? I mean, you laid them out in a.
I did my priorities, but I see Judy Copping's comment here, and she mentions Al Roker, which I have nothing against Al Roker. But when I think of Al Roker, I think of I pooped my pants.
I have no idea what that reference is.
He said it. He
Oh.
went to the state White House, and he pooped his pants.
Oh, And then he told everybody.
Yeah, which you don't ever do. When you poop your pants, you don't tell people. That's just not something that you do.
Well, he's apparently a dapper dresser.
He is a dapper dresser.
And so
yes.
maybe, just maybe, you could get some pointers from him.
Maybe. But in his was a medical issue, just as a side note. And I'm not like keeping any secrets out. I mean, this is not like I know Al Roker. You don't know who Al Roker is at all. No.
No clue. No clue what you're talking about.
You know what?
What?
The only thing I know about him is I think he's on CNN or NBC or CBS
Oh, okay.
or ABC.
Now, yes, I know who it is.
And
now that you
the
say
only
that.
thing I know about it is that one comment, because I used to listen to a talk show that would play him saying that over and over again.
Well, that's kind of a dick move.
I know. But the way he said it was kind of funny.
Good gracious.
I know, I'm a terrible person. I'm going to burn in hell. Anyway.
So, well, let's talk about, so what were your priorities?
What were my priorities?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what they're trying to do is get the priorities for city
of the
council.
city. And so your priorities, though, you felt were the priorities that your constituents of Barre would want, correct?
Correct.
And so I would hope that at least one of your priorities made the city's priority list, since you are the city rep.
No.
You don't think so?
I mean, flood mitigation, obviously, I certainly.
Yeah, that of course.
That's flood recovery and mitigation.
Mm-hmm.
But it's funding for non-FEMA buyouts, which, I absolutely support. And the reason why is because it's actually better for Vermont. It's better for Vermont to give the money out for those non-FEMA funding or the non-FEMA buyouts.
Right, because then we still have land that's usable.
Correct. That's still usable and it's still taxable, which you figure a property that's bringing in $5,000 worth of taxes, right? That only takes 20 years for us. Well, that's only $100,000. So if we're buying them out for much higher, but the point is that it can generate. We don't want to lose the tax base forever in perpetuity, which is very dangerous. Mm-hmm. The flood recovery and mitigation, it's just, like I said, funding for non-FEMA buyouts and river gauges, which is fine. I have no problem with that. I'm perfectly fine. I also want to dredge.
Right.
Me and my dredging.
Well, it's part of mitigation, right?
Yeah, I can't help it. I like the part of the staff priorities because that's what I'm reading from,
Mm-hmm.
and it is in the packet that I'm reading from. One of the staff priorities is the state should purchase DPW fleet vehicles that can be utilized regionally, which would be Vactors and leaf vacuums.
Mm-hmm.
Things like that, which I'm all about regionalization. So
Mm-hmm.
I can't say anything about that. I'm perfectly fine with regionalized stuff. I think we should get one of those big iron scoopers
And dredge the
and
river.
dredge the river.
Well, it could happen. You never know.
This is true. It could. Probably not. Then they have separate the clerk and treasurer's duties, which absolutely needs to be done, and that needs to be like rushed. That should be something that the legislature should be able to do pretty darn quickly. However, it's legislature, and I say that, and I'm on it now.
Right.
So
But are you saying things don't work quickly?
nothing ever works quickly in government.
Right.
Most people would agree with that, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Then
Drag the feet.
And drag the feet, yes. And then, of course, move town meeting day to the second Tuesday in May. So,
And we're all about that because serving hot dogs
absolutely.
works much better in May.
Yes, it does.
Just saying.
But only serving hot dogs as 802 scoop. You're only serving as
Right.
802 scoop,
I am.
which is perfectly legal.
Yes, I know, and we found that out when I refused to move and
I'm not allowed
called them myself.
I'm not allowed to hand out apples and donuts because I'm a candidate. But you can do your thing. So, good for you.
I can do my thing, and I wasn't taking no for an answer.
No, you weren't. You were.
I don't know
going
why
a
any
little-
of you were shocked by that, though.
It's not that I was shocked. It was one of those things where. Is
Right,
it
you thought I
worth
was going
it?
to get arrested.
I didn't think you were going to get arrested.
Like, oh my
And
God.
of course, then there's for staff priorities, operational aid, which last year the city received $1 million from the state legislature. And did she just growl?
No, she just sighed.
Oh.
Yeah, she's had enough of you.
That's probably true. I don't blame her. She's such a beautiful pup. Our needs are long-term. Describe it. We need a multi-year to avoid spikes in tax increases. And that's what... So they're probably going to ask for additional funds for the budget, right? Because the fact is that the city lost a lot of grand list value. You know,
And potentially could lose more.
yeah, more than potentially, it's happening. Last week they had updates on the
FEMA buyouts.
the FEMA buyouts, and there's definitely some coming down the pike, and big ones. Unfortunately,
Yeah, it is unfortunate
yeah.
that we're in that situation, for sure.
Yeah, so that's it for the legislative updates. I will not be there tomorrow. As I stated, I have orientation, and
Right.
there's also like a dinner afterwards.
And you're going to go to that.
Yeah.
Which I think is a really good idea because it gives you the opportunity to meet and talk with all the others.
Right. So
And so missing that would be like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that that's a pretty important part of the whole day.
it is. I mean, I'll say this. Of the three candidates, Teddy's a lobbyist, right? So he knows the building well. Carol was the city clerk, and she was in the State House all the time, advocating hard for our city. And Jonathan Williams obviously was there for 2 years, and so
And he's not there anymore anyway, so.
correct, he's not. Although I think he also has like some sort of nonprofit lobbyist kind of job as well. I might be wrong, but I don't have that. My job is an actual office job that does not involve me lobbying for some sort of bill or anything. I process stuff, and so this is getting down there and getting to know people is, I think, pretty important. So I won't be down there. That's all there is to that.
Good.
Have any news you want to talk about?
Well, I mean, there's tons of it, and there's all kinds of news today. And I was on WebEx today for the arraignment of Matthew Gomes, who murdered his parents in Montpelier last Friday. And super sad situation there all the way around. The story itself, that started way before that day with calls from Matthew for help basically with his mental status that maybe it did, maybe it didn't. Those calls get answered and dealt with. That remains to be seen. But he did call Montpelier PD several times the day of the murder. And they basically said, call Washington County Mental Health. And he got upset with them and hung up on them. And then a few hours later called to say that he had killed his parents. And the information available is pretty gruesome. And he used to play for the Vermont Ravens. He actually was a graduate of Castleton. Crazy story for sure. And in the story, what's even more, I think, crazy and just kind of telling it where we're at and how things are here now is the fact that they say that this is the third killing this year, the third time where a child has killed their parents, one or both of their parents this year. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
It just absolutely frightening. It really is. It's makes you really just sit back and wonder what the hell is actually going on. And a lot of things we know, we say it's drug related. I don't think this is the case, and I don't think it's been the case with either of the other two either. And so just frightening times that we live in, and the extremes that things seem to go to now that we didn't really hear about not all that long ago.
Yeah.
You know.
So Big Siege asks, did he have a rap sheet? But I don't think he did.
No, he didn't.
He didn't have any criminal. This was purely mental health.
Yeah, he didn't have criminal history. They talked about a few years ago where his mother actually had a GoFundMe up because he had some sort of injury that she described it as a gash in the head that started altering his mental status. He was slurring his speech, having mood swings, getting angry, things like that. So, no. Yeah. And when and going back to the alleged double homicide marks the third time this year. It's the third time in 2 months that a man has killed one or more of his parents.
It's too bad.
So the hearing was super quick. He appeared via WebEx from the St. John's Very Correctional Facility. Maggie Vincent is his court-appointed attorney, and State's Attorney Donnelly requested that Judge Harris continue the hold without bail, and he accepted that continuation. So, and there'll be another hearing within the next 30 days. So, it was pretty short hearing, and there were several violent arraignments this afternoon that were like not on the schedule. There was one for a sexual assault. That's also on 802 Scoop, a sexual assault by a man of an underage girl. And that arrest took place right here and is of, let's see, Joel Bonanno, 32 of Barre City, is accused of sexually assaulting a minor at 17 Plain Street, and that minor is under the age of 16. So that was an arraignment that took place today, as well as another violent crime earlier in the week. So, a domestic.
That's too bad.
Yeah, it's
very
all.
sad.
It's all crazy.
Our society is broken and in desperate need of. I believe our society is in desperate need of God, but
Well, something
So,
has gone crazy. I know that.
so mental health as we talk about that. The Vermont Advisory Group hesitant about state psychedelic therapy program. Any thoughts on that?
Absolutely. I've interviewed Dr. Rick Barnett many times. Um, I believe in his practice and everything that he does. He's been a therapist for many, many years. And he does this, and he's been trying to get the state to do this for years to treat with psychedelics, microdosing. And when he talks about it, and when others talk about it, you don't every day take mushrooms to get high. That isn't how it works. You go. It's a facilitated situation where you go. There's 3, maybe 4 appointments. You go, you talk, you get the dose, and then you work through that dose with the therapist. And then you don't go again for maybe a month, and then you do it again. So it's not a continuous treatment. And there's certainly, there's all kinds of treatments that are not natural. Suboxone.
Yeah.
People are taking methadone. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. It's a money thing. It all boils down to money and, and big pharma and how much they're making. And that seems to matter above human life. And that's really disgusting, because if you could find a way to treat something alternatively and have it work. But now they're talking about Ozempic, treating for alcoholism too. So now Ozempic is for diabetes, it's for weight loss, they'll sell that shit for anything.
Drug for everything.
Yeah, it's a magic drug for everything.
I'll be so I take lamotrigine or Lamictal, is the name brand, and that's for my epilepsy. But it also covers bipolar. It also covers trigeminal neuralgia, which I actually have.
Right, other neurological
Correct.
problems, not a host of problems that are all over the friggin' map.
A valid point.
Right. Because really, I could go get a package of Smarties and take out all the white ones and give them to you on a daily and tell them they're the vitamin that's going to fix something. And if your mind made you think that, it will work in many cases.
Would not work for my epilepsy, but thank you.
No, but in these other cases, you can.
Well, I don't know. If you're referring to like the Ozempic for weight loss,
Yeah.
I think it works. I really do think it works. The problem with Ozempic is the fact that you have to work at, like, you have to take the cap off, you got to replace the needle. It's just like so boring. Trulicity, on the other hand, you pop the cap, twist it, just like that, fill it up, and then you move on.
Oh boy.
It's my complaints for Ozempic.
That's like straight up laziness right there. Flat out. And admitted.
So.
Good Lord. But my dad is on Ozempic, has been on Ozempic now for close to a year, has not lost an ounce. And it's because of his habits.
Oh, well.
It's
I
only a
know
miracle if you're willing to work at it and believe it, It's kind of like the machine in my back.
Miracles when you
Well,
believe.
I'm serious though. It's like the machine in my back though. I have the spinal cord stimulator. It's for pain management. I have 2 rods on either side of my spine, and they have electrodes that connect to them, and it sends they vibrate. It's electrical shock. They vibrate constant. Helps me feel my legs, feel my feet, so I can walk because they have cessation to them. Otherwise, I don't feel them. And it helps with pain. Does it totally cover pain? Absolutely not. Maybe 30,
But
40%.
does it say that it's going to
Yes,
cover
it's for pain management.
But all pain. It
No. And that's the thing is
Right.
that, but most people that take it want it to do that. They want like 98% or better. They want it to be the fix all, the end all, but you still have to take part in it.
Right.
Just like anything else in life. But yeah, whatever. So let's back to news stuff though.
I want to talk about the Rutland murder suspects.
We could. Yep.
Do you know anything about those?
Not really. I know that they've arrested 2 people in connection with those murders, and I believe that they were arraigned today, but you take it away.
Yep. The Rutland murder suspects may have targeted the wrong person. That certainly concerns, as I was talking, 2 weeks ago when we had the situation on Merchant Street with the guy from Montpelier came and was like stabbing some guy in his bed. Rutland murder suspects may have targeted the wrong person.
Wait, is the guy on Merchant Street saying that he targeted the wrong person?
No.
Oh,
What I'm saying is that I made the comment that the fact that it was a drug deal gone bad on Merchant Street does not help people on Merchant Street sleep any better.
No.
And I'll point to this article, which is in the VT Digger, that says the headline: Rutland murder suspects may have targeted the wrong person. Prosecutor says.
Right.
I mean, just think about that for a minute, folks. Right? As we talk
into
about
the wrong door.
Yeah. It goes to show you have to have legislators and you have to have city councilors and you have to have Senate people. You have to have, even president with law and order. It is super, super important. Yes, not bailing rioters out of jail. No, we don't want that.
Right.
Right? Or releasing people that are rioting or whatever. This law and order is a huge issue, and I'm sorry, that's like really scary, and we all know it could happen, right?
Of course.
Of course. But that's okay. We live in Vermont. We like to allow people to commit crimes up into 25 and trade.
Well, hopefully you're going to change that. Hopefully you're going to work on that. Hopefully you all work on that, but hopefully you're going to work on that. Local, we have a truck that was stolen by, not by, well, yes, by.
Yes.
I know who it was stolen by. Jessica Partwell stole this truck, but this truck belongs to somebody that we all know. The truck belongs to Cass Reset. And it needs to be friggin' returned, for God's sakes. There's a $500 reward out for this truck. It's been seen all over Hell's Creation. Like literally everywhere you look, somebody is posting that they saw the damn thing, verified the plates, and they're just driving it around like no big deal. Not too long ago this evening, it was down at Graham Central in Montpelier. You got some serious balls to keep driving that thing around. Before I came here, I left my house at 10 after 6 so that I could drive around looking before I came into the studio. And I'll tell you, if I had found it, I would have followed it until the cops caught up to us. And you would have been here by yourself because that's what I would have done. This is insane. But it was at the Broken Knuckle or Busted Knuckle garage in Williamstown by the Pump and Pantry. And it was there to get its tires changed over. And yes, the keys were in it. It was sitting in the parking lot. during the day waiting, for the service appointment, and somebody took the keys. And so the garage called and said, "Hey, you didn't leave the keys." Well, yeah, they had. And, quite frankly, and I'm not trying to shit on anybody, but if you found out that keys were left but somehow missing and that vehicle's on your lot, I have to think that you would have done something to block that vehicle in that night with 2 other vehicles that you could lock up, or you would have pushed it into your garage and locked it up. Because obviously the keys were stolen. So I'm not like shitting on anybody per se. I'm just saying, use your freaking head. If you call somebody and say, "Hey, you left your truck here, great, but you forgot to leave your keys," and they say, "No, I didn't. They're right here," and you say, and they say, "No, they're not," obviously there's a problem. And you might want to do something to protect that vehicle.
Yeah, but you gotta also understand, if you, and I think this is probably one of the concerns that people think about is if you get involved, are you getting involved with putting yourself into huge danger?
What do you mean if I did? If I got involved?
Well, you shouldn't get involved in anything. You get involved in too much crap as it is. And quite frankly, you should know better. You shouldn't be driving around like Miss Raylene with her little Batman cap on, like.
I was just looking.
You need to be careful.
I was careful. But a garage, what do you mean? So if you brought your car down to Cody Chevrolet today and you left it for service or wherever you bring it,
okay,
and you left the keys over the visor in the parking lot because they're open, it's during the day, or even up to Ruth Ears or anywhere, and you left them over the visor and you go to work and they brought you in their shuttle, whatever, and you think at the end of the day you're going to go get your truck. Or the next day, whenever, whatever. And they call you 2 hours later and say you didn't leave your keys. And you say, "Yes, I did. They're here." You wouldn't expect that dealership is going to, 1, lock your car up and wait for you to come with the keys. But not that it would have mattered. Locking the doors wouldn't have helped because they had keys. But like doing something to secure your vehicle?
I don't know. I assume that probably just locking the vehicle would be the standard protocol.
But it wouldn't work because they had the keys.
I know, but
so block
how
it
do
in.
they know that somebody had the keys?
They don't. That's why they should be taking precaution. They're protecting the vehicle they're doing a job on. They don't know where those keys are. The customer says they were right there. And the customer...
Is always right?
Well, no, the customer's vehicle is not a cheap vehicle. No vehicle is cheap, but for me, I just think that some initiative should have been taken. And before the end of the business day, when those keys still did not turn up, that you could have easily parked one car behind, one car in front of, blocked that vehicle in somehow, or pushed it in your garage and locked it up overnight. That's my opinion on it.
Could have. You could have.
You could have.
Could have.
And also, this asshat, Jessica Partlow, should just stop stealing everybody's shit, stop robbing stores and breaking into people's homes.
How
and
was
being
she
an
able to
asshole.
get away with that?
We were just talking about that. Maybe legislature could take it up, because all you got to do is look up her name and there's like 30, 40 friggin' offenses just this year alone. It's disgusting, and she just, the keys get taken, she just hops in this vehicle and drives away with it and then rides around in it for 3 days doing God knows what, like it's no big friggin' deal. And these people work hard every goddamn day to earn and do everything that they do, and she didn't give a shit. It's gross. Pisses me off.
I know it does. I mean, I don't know what to say.
I'm
It
serious.
sucks.
I hope I find her. I really do. I'm just telling you right now.
So is she driving it around, or is somebody else driving it around?
Oh no, the people have seen her driving it around. Like, oh, yep, there she is. Are you shitting me?
She's just using it without authorization from the owner.
Well, that is the disgusting hard truth of it all, is that
It's
that's
true.
what she will get charged with.
Yeah.
She will not get charged with
Grand theft.
grand theft or anything
Auto.
like that. It will be operating without the owner's consent. Nothing will happen. Except
Gotta
she could
love the
possibly
laws in Vermont.
damage this truck. But you know that she's already been doing drugs, and God only knows what it's been in it for paraphernalia. And so the fentanyl cleanup alone of the truck, you know.
Well, isn't that what happened with...
Ruth Ayers?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I didn't want to say it just in case I wasn't supposed to know.
No, it was very public. They had somebody take a test drive. An older gentleman gave his license the whole 9 yards and literally didn't return.
Yep. And they had to...
5 hours later, they found the car and the money it cost to recon that thing because of the needles and the paraphernalia and whatever. Because you can't just... I mean, that is considered hazmat at that point.
I think Don told me, somebody told me, it was like a couple $100 for just the gloves alone.
Yeah, it is. The gloves that you have to wear to be able to like stick your hand in between seats and stuff. I think they're like some sort of Kevlar or something so that they don't puncture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's gross.
Our society.
Yeah, it's more than screwed up. But anyways, they are giving a $500 reward for anybody that can lead them to the truck or has information that will lead authorities to the truck. And they need the truck to be, of course, intact. If it's wrapped around a tree, it really doesn't matter. They're not going to want that back. But, you know, if somebody can give them information that will lead them to that truck, they'll give them a $500 reward.
Nice.
So I hope that somebody can either talk Jessica into doing the right thing or they just turn her in. They know where it is and they say, hey, this is where it is and it can be gotten in. That would be great. These are really hardworking people that give a lot to this community and have given a lot to this community over the years, big time. Yeah. And, yeah, the whole thing is just bullshit. Snow maybe Thursday. Are you excited?
I don't have a problem with snow. It's...
Do you have your plow on your four-wheeler yet?
Which is the problem. I don't have my plow on my four-wheeler. I didn't have it on last year either. I had... Oh, wait. Yeah, no, I didn't.
No, you didn't.
Because of the fact that
Pin
there was
or
something...
right?
Huh?
The pin?
No, it wasn't the pin. It was the battery. It had a phantom discharge. Mm-hmm. So I had to unplug it, and I couldn't. It was the tow hit, not the tow hit, but the winch, not wench. The winch had a phantom drain on it, so I wasn't able to use the snowplow, sadly, because it is a lot of fun to do the snowplow.
Well, and Leah would have a good time. I want to welcome a
Not
new
as
sponsor.
much as Moscow.
We need to welcome Fecta Homes.
Oh, congratulations.
Our newest sponsor of 802 Scoop. Welcomed them aboard on Friday. Super happy about that to have them. Total Home Solution. Built for a family, by family. They're hiring right now. They have some great job opportunities, and they have some amazing homes down there that you can buy right off the lot, or they can find you something that is suited just to you. Modular, double wide, all of that. So check them out, and I'm super honored to have them with us all.
Nice.
Made me very happy
I
to
bet.
sign them on. So
You ignored my phone call on Friday, and
then all of a
so
sudden you were
I
there.
showed up.
I know.
Showed up at the same time. I was going down there to see my sister who works for Fecto.
Right.
But it was kind of funny. You ignored my phone call, and then I show up in the parking lot where you're at.
Right, and I was on the phone with somebody else. That's why I was ignoring you. And then all of a sudden you're behind me, and I'm like, okay, what did he put Life 360 on my phone? Like, what's going on? Do I have an air tag or something?
Ooh, that's a really good idea.
No, it's a really bad one. But, that's what I was thinking. But super excited to have them. We are now up to 5,240 followers.
That's awesome.
That has grown even pretty significantly just today, because that's more than even I showed you this morning.
Yeah. So, folks, as you're, we get a lot of people that may not be watching. Well, we do get a lot of people that are not watching from 802 Scoop. Facebook.com/802 Scoop.
Yes. Why? Are there people on Barre Beat and other pages as well?
Not on Barre Beat,
But
although
yeah,
it looks like.
join us on 802 Scoop, please. We would love to have you.
Absolutely. We got 6 people watching on 802 Scoop and 20 people on X.
Nice.
So
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
I don't have anything else.
I don't know where Glenn is. Where's Glenn?
I don't know.
We did a 7 o'clock show for Glenn.
I know. And
I even made, in the ad was all about him, because I think this is a victory for Glenn and I being here at 7 p.m. I'm just saying, Glenn,
she's
where
not
are
wrong.
you?
She's not wrong. I like doing 8 p.m.
He does, and I had invited Alice, but let's talk about that for a second.
Oh.
So Alice tonight is at a special
CVC.
meeting. Yes, she's at a meeting, special meeting, because they're thinking about splitting. I'm confused. So I thought that was something that was taken care of a couple of years ago. I didn't realize that this was going to be a discussion again.
And I did forget that YouTube as well. Big Siege is on YouTube. I'm trying to figure out who that is.
Well, I don't know either. But so they're talking
think I
about
know
doing
who
a
it is.
freestanding career center. And then talking about, of course, the budget, continued programming, and continuing the process for a freestanding career center. That's a huge bucket right there.
Yeah.
But one that I think that we should invest in greatly. We need the trades, and it's something that and alternative education. Both of my boys went through that program. Kyle, both of them extremely intelligent, but Kyle, he skipped a grade. He just didn't like school, hated it. He thought it was boring and useless. He would go eat his lunch in the janitor's break room with the janitors. All of his friends were the adults. It was ridiculous. But he finished high school when he was 16, and he had a full-time job. He worked at Capital City Automart through the program that he was doing. He worked in the recon department then. Got really close with the owners. They trusted him to do ungodly things, the Cadillacs and stuff that they would just let him take off with and drive. They let him take an Escalade to his senior prom. Who does that with a 16-year-old? And then, but when he was 17, he got a job with Lyle Haven. He always wanted to be a farmer and worked on the farm and lived there. They gave him an apartment and everything, just like all the other farm hands. And then Craig did the same thing, and went right into working for a granite shed. So it's just great opportunities there that they give kids, and I hope that it all works out no matter what for them, that they continue to get what they need for funding, and that the budgets work, and that it can stay here.
It's going to be tough to keep the Central Vermont Career Center in Barre City. I'm just saying.
Why?
Because what they want and what we have it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by what
They
want what
want
we have?
They want like their own facility,
Mm-hmm.
and they want a big facility. And they want more parking, and that's not really, can't really accommodate that in their current location. Which
And we
it's
don't
gonna be-
have a location for them to be. Is that what you're saying? So it's kind of like the DPW, where
Correct.
it would be great to have a new DPW building because the guys and gals desperately need that, but there's just not
Correct.
space for that.
There's not good space, sadly.
But it will remain in Barre, just maybe Barre Town as opposed to Barre City. Michael
sure.
just got totally sidetracked. Has
I did.
no idea what I just
somebody
said.
just wrote, "I'm the pig man of Brookfield, cousin of the pig man of Northfield." I don't know what that means.
Well, I've heard of the Pig Man before.
Well, are you talking about Bear Pig Man from South Park?
No,
Oh, Leah's trying to say it.
your
It's time
daddy
to go.
is
Let's one of your sponsors, the Meltdown Gobbler Week.
yes.
Next,
Starts this week
This week for the
Yes.
next week.
on Thursday.
Yep.
Starts
the most
this
popular
Thursday.
Thanksgiving grilled cheese brought to you by the Meltdown.
And normally they would be closed on Tuesday, Wednesday, and I believe that next week they're open Tuesday, Wednesday because they're closed Thursday, Friday because of Thanksgiving. So, yeah. So, have you tried the gobbler?
I
there?
have not.
Oh my gosh, Michael, you really
that good?
must. Yes, you absolutely. The steak and cheese one they did the week before last is one of my favorites. And then the gobbler is pretty amazing. My all-time favorite, though, is the meatloaf. It's
I
amazing.
do like meatloaf.
It's amazing. So, but yes, another sponsor, another great sponsor. So happy to have them. We have a pretty good crew. We have Yipes. We have the Den. We have Jerry's.
Just went to the Den on Saturday.
On Saturday, had a great time for your mom's
Yes.
80th birthday party.
My mom's 80th birthday. She's making 80 great again.
I know. I loved all of the decorations that said that. I hope I'm like that when I'm 80. She is just so much fun. But Donna Thunder was there because your mom's a groupie. And Donna and the
Yep.
whole band came in. It was a great day. It was fantastic. They put on a great show, as always. Love watching Donna. And then, well, honey, she just wants attention. Yeah, it was just it was a good time. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I
it
thought,
was.
anyways.
I enjoyed
They have
it.
cribbage tournaments there tonight at the Den. Those are every Monday night at 6:00 now. And then this weekend is a double band weekend. And Saturday night is Direct Hit. Our very good friend Gianni Badeau. He'll be playing there Saturday night. So she doesn't want. She's just leave me
she's
alone.
like, yeah, she's ready to.
Yeah, she's ready
She's
to
ready
go.
to rock.
She's ready to go. But we really don't have anything else anyways.
No.
Not that we had much. tonight, but we wanted to make sure that we got to keep our schedule, though.
Yes.
If we say we're
Yes,
going
we
to be
do.
here Monday night, we're going to be
We
here
have a
Monday
lot of
night.
people watching.
We did.
We got 36
And,
people watching right now.
And I show way more on 802 Scoop than you do. So,
Oh.
but anyways, tune in. This week is going to be a really fun week. We have Wednesday night, the girls will be here.
Yep.
Thursday is 11 o'clock in the morning. I will be live from the Veterans Place in Northfield, and they're going to tell us about how much money they made at the Calcutta and about a few other things that are upcoming. A big thank you to Preston's Kia, who also one of our sponsors, who is providing the Veterans Place with Thanksgiving meals. So they are providing everything that they need at the Veterans Place for Thanksgiving, and I'll be delivering that over there. But I will be there live Thursday morning at 11 o'clock, and then Thursday evening for the weekly wrap-up, Travis Payette and his wife Samantha will be here with us to talk everything Jeep Myths.
Jeep Myths.
Our favorite thing in the world,
Absolutely.
Jeep Myths.
We got to start decorating.
We know now that you may be with us on Thursday, so you won't be able to whine about that anymore, that we were excluding you. So that's coming up on Thursday.
Oh, you were, but that's okay.
Super excited about that. And then, of course, Friday, we'll be here. I'll be here at 4 o'clock with Guy Page. And I'm not sure who his guest is this week, but for the Vermont Daily Chronicle from 4 to 5.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's going to be a great week. Next week, we have It's No Secret. And I have consecutive scheduled guests for It's No Secret. And some of them are people that are in recovery and are now coaches. We have a doctor coming and a few others. So we'll starting next week, we'll have an absolutely full week.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm super excited about it.
Although next week is Thanksgiving, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So we won't do the weekly wrap-up, but we'll have all the other shows.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll mix part of Barre Beat like we did tonight. Usually we talk about politics on Barre Beat. We didn't really talk a lot about politics.
Well, because there wasn't a lot to talk about.
I know, there wasn't.
I mean, the city agenda is pretty light, considering.
Super light.
And I don't think is there a school board meeting this week?
No school board meeting.
So, yeah.
Suppose we could have talked about Christmas for kids.
Oh, I was going to bring the banner tonight.
Christmas for kids?
Yes, I took it out yesterday, and I totally forgot to bring it down.
How dare you say
but
Christmas?
Christmas for kids. I'll say Christmas for kids every day. I made my profile to Kids Giving. I made my face page, whatever you want to call it, Christmas for Kids banner. I can't wait, and I can't wait for the donor box to come out. We know that that's being set up.
Yep.
And yes, and it's going to happen. Christmas for Kids is going to happen, no matter what. It doesn't matter what 3 or 4 people may like to say about it. It's happening.
Hey, all right. Well, want to say thank you to everybody.
And I hope that Joellen's
and
feeling better. I
Big
heard
Siege
that
says Santa is pro dredging.
Yeah, I hope that Joellen's feeling better. I heard that she had to cancel the meeting last Thursday night, not because of the Christmas for Kids thing, and but that she was feeling ill. That's what I heard. So I hope that she's feeling better.
Well, I just want to say...
So that this week we can talk about Christmas for Kids.
That's right, because it's this week that they're talking about the lights and stuff. Anyway, all right. Well, I just want to say thank you, everyone, for watching the Barre Beat podcast before we get into trouble. Thank you for watching the Barre Beat podcast live from the Inside Scoop Studios, Main Street, Barre, Vermont. Have a great night, folks, and we'll see you on Thursday.